Hi, honors. I hope you're all having a good day. We are on to the 6th lesson of the first chapter, so we are almost done. There's only 7 sections in the whole chapter. Just to be warned, today is a longer lesson than usual, so I'm going to try to move fast, and don't forget you can pause, you can stop, you can rewind, and if you can do the problems, pause and do the problems ahead of me, that will definitely help you for class tomorrow. So, I'm going to switch screens. Okay, section 1.6. Actually, that should say lesson 6 of unit 1. Our learning target today, we're going to simplify expressions using the proper order of operations. Like I said, today's lesson is a little longer, so I'm going to move quickly. Order of operations. PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. The P stands for parentheses. I think I spelled that wrong. Parentheses. There we go. Close enough. Alright, E is for exponents. Now, the M and the D stand for multiplication and division, which are done left to right. You don't always multiply first. Sometimes you will divide first. It always goes left to right. So multiplication, division, all in the same step. And the same applies to the A and the D, which are addition and subtraction, always done left to right. These are the steps you will always use. We're going to be evaluating equations today, but we will be solving in the next chapter. So you want to make sure that these are always the steps that you follow. We're jumping right to the examples. First one, we have to evaluate when x equals 3. So we substitute the 3 in, and always use parentheses when you're substituting, just to make sure you don't lose track of your negatives. So we end up with 4 times, we do our exponents first. 3 squared is 9, minus 8. We get 4 times 9 is 36, minus 8, and our final answer is 28. Moving over to B, we have 27 divided by x, which we're substituting in the value 3 for, squared plus 3. Again, you always want to do exponents first. So 3 squared is 9 plus 3. Now we're left with a division and an addition. So we're going to divide first. 27 divided by 9 is 3, plus 3, our final answer is 6. This one looks like it might be hard to see, but that's 22 over x. That's a division sign. I sort of fixed it. Okay. 22 over x divided by 2 plus 16 when x equals 11. So if I substitute 11 in for x, I get 22 over 11 divided by 2 plus 16. Again, I have a division and an addition, right? This here is a fraction, and a fraction is a division sign. So I have 2 division signs in a row. Always work left to right. So, 22 divided by 11 is 2 divided by 2 plus 16. When I take 2 divided by 2, I get 1 plus 16, and my final answer is 17. For the second problem, I have 16 over n, which this time we're substituting for when n equals 8, plus 2 cubed minus 10. Again, this is a division sign here, so we want to do that first because our other options are addition and subtraction, and this cubed we can do in the same step because they won't affect each other. 16 divided by 8 is 2, plus 2 cubed, if you need your calculator you can, but it equals 8. 2 plus 8 is 10, minus 10, so our final answer in this case is 0. Now we have x plus 5 divided by 4 when x equals 9. So, I have 9 plus 5 divided by 4. Now, according to our order of operations, we divide before we add. However, the addition is in parentheses. So we do 9 plus 5 first, which gives us 14, divided by 4. You can get a decimal for that. A lot of you will prefer decimals. I'm a big fan of fractions. 14 divided by 4 can simplify into 7 over 2. If you decide to go with the decimal, whoa, circle. You would have gotten 3.5. For the second one, we're going to evaluate when b equals 1.5. So we have 1.5 plus 6 divided by 4. Right? We're going to do our division first. Don't add. Right? Division first. So we have 1.5 plus 6 divided by 4, okay, is the same as 6 over 4. Okay? As a side note, 6 over 4 reduces to 3 over 2, which is the same as 1.5. Since the other term in this expression is a decimal, we'll want to keep it as a decimal. So this becomes 1.5 plus 1.5, and our final answer is 3. Moving on. This is the part where if you want to pause, try these problems on your own, and then play again to see if you got them right. I definitely encourage that habit. So that B is supposed to be over here. Part A, 32 minus 16 plus 7. We always work left to right. Don't do the addition first. It comes after the subtraction. 32 minus 16 is 16 plus 7. 16 plus 7 is 23. Whoops. Part B, we have 48 divided by 3 times 2. Again, we want to do our division first, not our multiplication. Okay? 48 divided by 3, 16 times 2, and we get 32. Our next slide. Again, pause it, try these on your own. Do it in the note section of your workbook. Hopefully you haven't lost it yet. See if you can get these right. Okay? We have brackets here. Square brackets work exactly as parentheses do. The reason we have these is since there's 2 sets of parentheses, it makes it easier to distinguish which ones are which. So I keep the 7 on the outside, keep my bracket. We use our parentheses first. So 18 minus 6 is 12 minus 6. Now I still have a multiplication here, but I have to work with parentheses first. So I have 7 times 12 minus 6 is 6, and 7 times 6 gives me a final answer of 42. For the second one, we work with parentheses first. I have 10 divided by 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 9. 10 divided by 5 is 2 plus 9. Our final answer is 11. These are tricky ones. If you can pause and do these on your own without my help, you are definitely ready for class tomorrow. Here we have a division, an addition, and a multiplication. We work division and multiplication left to right. 6 divided by 3 is 2, plus 2 times 7 is 14. 2 plus 14, our final answer is 16. Down here, we have an exponent and parentheses. Parentheses come first. Okay, so keep the outside brackets. 7 minus 4, we get 3. It's still squared. Plus 3, plus 15. I have 3 squared, which is 9, plus 3, plus 15. Now in this case we have 2 addition signs, so the brackets are unnecessary, but we still keep them there to make sure we're always doing the problem correctly. 9 plus 3 is 12, plus 15, I end up with a final answer of 27. A fraction bar also works as a grouping symbol. It's the equivalent of having the top and the bottom in their own separate sets of parentheses. So we can evaluate them individually at the same time because they don't affect each other until the end. First we have 24 times 3, which gives me 72. That's all we have to do on the top. Wait, is that right? 24 times 3. Yeah, I was right. Okay. On the bottom, we have to deal with the exponent first. So I have 5 plus 3 squared is 9 minus 2. I'm going to keep writing my steps. I still have 72 over 5 plus 9 is 14 minus 2. I end up, whoops, eraser. I end up with 72 over 12, which gives me 6. One more. 13 minus 4, I get 9 on top. Same idea on the bottom. I keep my 18. Minus 4 squared is 16 plus 1. Now I have 9 over. 18 minus 16 is 2 plus 1. I end up with 9 over 3, which simplifies to 3. Do not leave a fraction unsimplified. It says right here, simplify the expression. Whoops, what did I do? There we go. One more. This one I would pause and try it on your own. 5 cubed, I believe, is 125. It sure is. 125 times 2 over 1 plus 36 minus 8. Now 125 times 2 is 250. Over 1 plus 36 is 37 minus 8. 250 over 37 minus 8 gives me 29. That cannot be simplified, and that's our final answer. If you wanted a decimal, 250 divided by 29, I get 8.6, but that step to finding the decimal is unnecessary. Think about the difference between simplify and evaluate. Next class, we're going to talk about what the difference is. There is a very important difference, although we tend to use them interchangeably. Wrapping this up, I know today was a longer video, but it is incredibly important that we practice this. So, our learning target today, we are going to simplify expressions. We're using proper order of operations. Take a minute, see how today went. I went fast, so rewind, do what you have to do. Tomorrow we will go over this content, or today, depending on when you're watching the video. Make sure you're taking notes, make sure you're coming prepared to class, and you know what questions you have. Okay? All right, catch you on the flip side, honors.